We help contractors by the hundreds with all of the administrative burdens that surround handling their construction projects. That means helping them with Xactimate estimating, working with them on all the administration of their supplements, and doing the administrative services back office work that enables them to focus on selling, building, and billing.
We see contractors just starting off, maybe they're struggling with the fundamentals of running a construction business. They partner up with us, their process is now defined, they're able to grow their profit margins and actually scale because they're not held back with the burden of dealing with the supplementing process. I feel proud of what we've been able to do in this industry.
This is Larry Bache with the Merlin Law Group, helping policyholders for more than 30 years. If you have a claim or your client has a claim that needs help, please feel free to call the Merlin Law Group because we are the true policyholder advocate.
C3 was eager to help us, and even whenever we weren't giving them work, they were still eager to give advice. The things that they were putting out for the for changing from DMO to RFG and giving that to the industry and not charging anything for it, I thought was really cool. And that's stuff that I, as a contractor, appreciate. I'd recommend C3 to any contractor that's looking for a PA, especially if you're around Colorado. Great guys, man. I'm nothing but happy with the work they've done for us.
Good Monday afternoon, everyone. Lead meteorologist Sean Choquette here for our daily 12 p.m. hail forecast, sponsored as always by Merlin Law Group, C3 Group, and RS Supplement and Balance Claims. You can check them out in the description below if you're watching us here on Facebook. So a couple weather headlines today, and it's in the title. There's the third day in a row here, a chance for hail in the Dakotas. We had quite a few storms yesterday in North and South Dakota, and then looks like about around the same again today. However, it looks like tomorrow there's an outside chance for some hail, so a little bit more significant hail for eastern Nebraska and parts of Kansas, so with some cities at risk. And finally, we're going to check in probably for the last time on now Tropical Depression Cristobal, and made landfall yesterday in southern Louisiana, and it's slowly falling apart in the southeast. Wasn't really a huge deal for any sort of storms. But before we get into that, we have our final episode of our 10-year recap here for Hail Tracy. Check it out on Wednesday at 6:45, and it's going to be Derek this time. You know, we're finally getting the founder, CEO, the owner of Hail Trace, the mastermind behind it all. So come check that out at 6:45 on all the all the platforms you normally watch us on, or you can watch it, after the fact as well. So Saturday, we're going to kind of recap what happened over the weekend. We had a very intense, actually unprecedented weather event across the Mountain West. We had a major derecho event happen on starting in Utah and actually crossing the Continental Divide, and had tons of wind all the way up into North Dakota, so places like Utah, Colorado, Wyoming, Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota, all saw very strong winds. I said max speeds of 90 miles an hour, but I think there was some wind larger than that as well. A lot of the Denver area was impacted. I think Rapid City was impacted. Very strong winds, and an event that never actually happened before in recorded history, where we had a major wind derecho event, much like what happened in Nashville or in Philadelphia last week. This ended up going to the north very fast and producing quite a bit of wind, so you can check that out. And there'll probably be things tweaked to this coming up here. I mean, this is a pretty broad swath. We want to try to narrow it down for you guys, so that'll be edited as you check that out there. And you can, I described a couple pictures from the Denver area. Major trees getting taken down with this. You know, these pine trees are meant to handle a little bit more wind than what they got, and a little less wind than what they got. So a lot of trees got uprooted, a lot of wind across major areas here in the Mountain West. So with that, what are the hail chances for today? Again, it's over a area very almost identical to yesterday, where we had a chance for hail across central South Dakota and parts of eastern North Dakota. Shifted east maybe 40, 50 miles. I have a low chance in Fargo, even though it's the most significant chance for storms today. Unfortunately, Fargo's pretty small, and it looks like a lot of the activity is going to be on either side of it. Anywhere in the hatched area, you could see upwards of that tennis ball size hail. I think the big question for today, a lot of storm mergers, so a bunch of stuff's going to go up, and that's going to cause the hail size to be kind of minimal, because storms are going to interact with each other and not give that opportunity to go really crazy. All the way up into Canada as well, we could see some of that very large hail. These storms are going to form probably after about 4 o'clock or so, continuing through the early evening hours. Probably by the time sun goes down, it's going to be more of a wind threat. So Aberdeen's probably your best chance. Aberdeen, South Dakota, best chance for storms. And then we'll also have chances as far south as North Platte, and then outside chance that makes it to Sioux Falls with any kind of major hail. And somebody asking about moving further east, you think it would head towards Minneapolis tomorrow, but it looks like it's actually going to shift a little further bit to the south for your Tuesday. Looking at the future radar, you can see storms forming, a lot of pretty significant storms in Canada, and a lot of activity moving kind of southwest to northeast through the evening hours, and possibly even a little bit into the overnight hours across eastern South Dakota, parts of North Dakota, and far northwestern sections of Minnesota. Not really near Minneapolis, and it's not going to be happening tomorrow either. This is the forecast for your Tuesday. We right now kind of across the board low end chance. We'll probably fine tune this and up chances going into tomorrow, but Lincoln, Omaha, Kansas City, Topeka, all a chance of seeing that bigger hail, possibly upwards of golf ball size, maybe a little larger if things can be more isolated than lines. And we could see some isolated storms as well across central and southern sections of Illinois and the majority of Missouri, and possibly even into Indiana as well. Again, those low chances. The hail size is a little bit lower right now. I think the instability and just the instability available isn't as high because of Cristobal in the area. We have actually have a very good trough kicking out, so we have a good trigger for big storms. However, the moisture isn't really there because it's being all attracted to a tropical storm that's across the southeast. 2020, am I right? It's a weird year, and a lot of things that you can't seem to predict, and things have never happened before keep happening to kind of make this year a pain in the butt. Looking at that future radar for tomorrow, you can see storms forming across, especially in Nebraska. We have to keep an eye on Omaha for this one. Omaha and Lincoln could see some pretty significant storms, assuming they're actually able to stay kind of isolated. And pushing further to the east, it's actually kind of the remains of Cristobal a little bit there, with the potential of possibly some marginally severe hail across Illinois and Indiana, especially towards right into there as things push to the north and east for your Tuesday. And finally, this is Tropical Depression Cristobal, currently located in Louisiana. Slowly, it'll increase in speed, pushing up to the north a little bit here, and really kind of just jacking up the severe weather threat for tomorrow. Could have been a much more significant threat had this not been a moisture suck. And is pushing up to the north. It won't be tropical anymore, probably by the time it gets to Illinois. And after that, it'll be subtropical way up here in the Hudson Bay. And that'll be it. So that's all she really wrote for Tropical Storm Cristobal. We don't even have a map for it. The sustained winds never got high enough to hit our minimum threshold. So big time rain producer, and actually made a pretty significant tornado in Orlando that you can check out the map for as well. And that's probably going to be really all she wrote for this storm. So pushing forward, maybe we'll get to another tropical system here in the coming weeks. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all at Hail Trace. Hit See First on Facebook so you don't miss any of our other content, or in the event that we do have a surprise severe weather event that we do some live coverage for. And if you have any other comments, questions, or concerns, give us a call at 855-334-4245. We'll happily talk to you and answer some questions, maybe set up a training if you're new to Hail Trace, or if you're just new to Hail Trace and want to learn more. It's a great number to call. You can email us as well at info@hailtrace.com if you're not a big fan of talking on the phone, or visit our website for more details as well. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday and a great week if you don't tune in. We'll see you again tomorrow at 12 p.m. Have a wonderful day.